Okay, so be honest. When you first got into trading, did you think that it was going to be easy? Perhaps you maybe opened up a trading account, whether it be Betfair for football trading or any other broker for FX trading. You put on a couple of trades and maybe you even made some money. You sat there and thought to yourself, you know what? I really can see myself doing this. All I need to do is learn the right strategy and then I'll be on my way. Well, if that's something that you went through, if that's something that you thought, don't worry, you're not alone, because pretty much everybody that comes to trading thinks that way in the beginning. And the problem with trading is that actually it does seduce you into thinking that way, because it doesn't really take any skill whatsoever to be able to open up an account and put on a winning trade. You know, by the very nature of trading, there are only really two outcomes. You're going to make money and you're going to lose money. So, you know, more often than not, people will come to the markets and their first few trades, whether it be beginner's luck or whatever, will be successful trades. Now, the issue there is it then lulls you into a false sense of security. And you think, as I said, you just need to find the right strategy that fits your personality or fits the market. And once you found the right strategy, then you can basically double your account every month, every 3 months, whatever it is. And, you know, before long, you'll be able to quit your job. You'll be driving that Ferrari and all of the other stuff that goes through your mind when you can kind of see easy money. The problem, obviously, is that trading isn't really like that. Trading is, yes, it's very possible to make a lot of money very quickly, but unless we recognize the fact that it's a skill, we're not going to have longevity in this business. So in this video right here, I want to talk to you about how you can really develop your skill as a trader so that you ensure that you do have long-term success here, and you're not one of those fly-by-night that experiences some very, very short-term success, then makes all of the mistakes in the world, gives up and never comes back to it. Because obviously that will be a shame, because now that you have found trading, it is definitely a place that you can make money if you have the right approach. But before we get into the video, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. So if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell so that you get notified as and when I release a new video. And if you really want to help me, just click that thumbs up button. So give the video a like, and I'll obviously put out as many videos like this as I possibly can. Okay, so the skill of trading, what is it and why is it that so many people struggle? Well, first of all, let's look at why people struggle. And I think that this was kind of summarized best by a guy called Jack Schwager. Jack Schwager wrote a bunch of books in the late 80s, early 90s, and I think he even wrote some, you know, last decade and maybe this decade, but they were all trading books. And ultimately, the majority of them were interviews with traders where he was trying to find their approach to trading, what it was that they did, what they didn't do, and what it was that made them successful, whereas others weren't successful. And one of the things that he said in his observations, which is absolutely correct, is the fact that anybody, you know, in theory, can be a trader. Anybody can open up a trading account, whether that be a Betfair account for, you know, sports trading, or whether that be a markets account for FX trading, or a Think or Swim account for options trading. You know, it doesn't take a lot to open an account, and it takes even less to actually put on a trade and make money. Right? Anybody can put on a trade and get lucky enough in the beginning to take a winning trade, you know, to take another winning trade. Maybe they don't have the right strategy. Maybe they don't have a stop loss in place, and they're just kind of, you know, they're picking up pennies in front of a freight train, you know, so to speak. So they'll be taking small profits, only ready to get wiped out by that one big loser. The point is that it really doesn't take any skill at all to be able to make money initially trading. And that allows us into a false sense of security, so that when eventually we do take a loss, we kind of put that down to the fact that, oh, the strategy wasn't right. So all I need to do now is I need to find the right strategy. And then you kind of go on this never-ending quest to find the right strategy. You find a strategy, you test it, it works for a little bit, then it stops working, you throw that in the bin, you go to find the next strategy. And you're never really kind of keeping yourself above water. You're making some money, then you're losing some money, and you're kind of break even. Maybe you lose a little bit more, maybe you're losing accounts, but you're never really sort of hitting that consistency. It's like when you play golf, right? Well, for those of you that play golf, you know what I mean. You can basically, you take one or two great shots around, and then you think, and that's enough to keep you hooked and to keep you coming back for more. And when you go for a few winning streaks, when you're trading, that's enough to keep you coming back for more, regardless of what your overall results are. And the problem, as I said, is that you're then focusing on the strategy rather than focusing on the skill of trading. And trading really is a skill. And the good news is, once you learn that skill, then you can absolutely be successful. You can absolutely have longevity in this business. But in order to develop the skill of trading, we need to understand that the strategy is only part of the equation. The other part of the equation is us, is ourselves, right? So we have to understand when our strategy is working, when we're working, or when our strategy is not working, and when we're not working. We need a way of being able to identify what it is that's the problem with our particular trading and then be able to fix that. And what I recommend, for my traders to do is basically keep a journal. So when you are trading, at the end of every trading session, you'll sit there and you'll go back and you'll look at the trades that you've taken, and you'll identify and you'll highlight the ones that were good trades, whether they be winners or losers, that they were good trades that met your criteria, that you executed according to your plan. And then what you need to do is you need to highlight those trades that actually were bad trades. And I don't mean bad trades because they lost you money or anything like that. I mean, they're bad trades because you took them against your criteria. So maybe you started off the day taking one losing trade, which is absolutely fine. And then you went on to take another 3 or 4 losing trades. But actually, if you look back on it, you realize that you didn't need to take those 3 or 4 losing trades. Those 3 or 4 losing trades were taken because you were annoyed with the first losing trade that you took. And then you started to throw all of your criteria out of the window and you're just trying to make your money back, and that will tell you something about your trading. And then you can kind of mark that down as something that you need to improve on, so that the next time you sit down to your trading screen, maybe you don't make 3 or 4 bad trades. Maybe you take 2, but at least that's 2 less. And then day by day, you kind of improve yourself, you improve your discipline. So you get to the point where, yes, you're going to take a couple of bad trades every now and then, but it's by no means a defining factor in your trading. Okay, it's something that you do on the odd occasion. I do it on the odd occasion, absolutely, but it isn't something that affects your overall trading results. And if you can look at that, if you can look at the black and white and see that, oh, actually, doing this is costing me money, then you can do less of that. And actually that also applies to your trading, to the profitable trades and your trading strategies. You can look at things and you can look at strategies and say, well, actually, the strategy works when I stick to the criteria. The strategy doesn't work when I'm not sort of like looking at everything. I'm not looking at all of the criteria. I'm not being disciplined in my approach. That's when it doesn't work. So that's something that I need to change in me. You can also look at things that you do well and think, you know what, I'm vibing with this particular strategy. I need to do more of this strategy because it seems to be something that I can identify with. There are so many different ways to make money in the markets. Okay, there's not one best way. There's not one way that's going to work for absolutely everyone. There are some strategies that are going to work for one person and other strategies that are going to work for another. And this person over here trying the strategy from this person over here may not be able to make money, and vice versa. The point is that you need to find something that you can identify with that makes sense to you. And then you need to take a long-term view on your trading. So don't look at it and think, I've just had one good weekend's worth of trading, therefore I know everything that I need to know. I don't need to improve. Or I've gone through a bad run. Maybe I've had a week and I'm down for this week in trading. You know what? There are going to be weeks when you lose money. There are even going to be months when you lose money as trading. That's just the way that it works. I'm sorry to tell you, that there isn't sort of like a risk-free way of trading. Absolutely everything that you do in the trading world involves an element of risk, and we have to accept that this isn't like any other job. So, we're not going to, the longer that we sit down at our trading screen doesn't necessarily mean we're going to make more money. Sometimes it can be the exact opposite. So we don't get paid for the amount of time that we spend sitting down at our trading screen. We get paid for how well we can execute our strategy. So coming back to it, trading 100% for me is a skill. It's something that can absolutely be learned if you're willing to put in the effort, if you're willing to kind of go through that process of identifying what it is that works for you, what doesn't work for you, eliminate the stuff that doesn't, work more on the stuff that does, and do it day by day by day. And what you'll see is that, week after week, month after month, you're getting better and better at trading till you get to the point where actually you can absolutely rely on your trading to derive your income, whether that be to replace your current income or whether that be to, just supplement your current income, whatever it is that you want to do, you will be able to rely on your trading to do that. Just make sure that you're sort of not lulled into that false sense of security. You're not seduced into thinking that this is just going to be easy. It's possible. 100,000 million% is possible. You can do it. I've seen it done. I've coached people where I've seen them go from a point where they're really struggling to a point where they do depend on their trading to derive them an income. But it's not necessarily an easy journey. It's something where you have to be willing to look at your own mistakes, not just blame strategies and things like that, but look at yourself, look at the way that you're executing things. And if you can do that, I promise you, your trading results will absolutely improve. Okay? So I'll get off of my soapbox right now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't subscribe, please make sure you are subscribed, hit the bell, give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, I will look forward to speaking to you in the next video. Take care now and have a fantastic day.